Oh god, this is going to be interesting to see if I can do it. I should honestly get a PB. How long is this roughly? It's about 2 hours. I think current world record is Lanterns with a 156. And it's pretty relaxed, honestly. Unlike Shah, where Shah's very intense a lot of the time, this has a lot of sort of downtime and relaxing. I will say Lanterns, I tried out the Japanese version the other day since a friend lent me a copy, and I don't know if it's that much faster. Surprisingly. At least I was trying tutorial in case 1 and I was getting roughly the same time in English and Japanese. Either way, I'll go English because it makes the story a little bit understandable to people seeing this for the first time. It's the way the clicks work. So right now, Cromwell's just trying to make us listen to his tutorial, but stuff his tutorial. And the game is very insistent on making us get a tutorial, so we have to say no 4 times before it's just like, okay, you know the controls, we'll leave you alone. And then he tries to guilt trip us at the very end, where he's just like, oh, but I spent so long making this tutorial, please. Alright, stuff you, Cromwell. We're gonna do our own thing. Basically, all we've got to do is get out of our room. And to get out of our room, we're gonna need to find the key. And so this is just Mackenzie setting up her own touch list, where she rates the different things that she touches. Damn it, I mistapped. There we go. They're very straightforward tutorial, really. Explore, you find the things that you need, and you've instantly finished it. $2.49 is about average, which is good for the tutorial. Now we get into the real game, the cases. And Cromwell's just going to basically tell us, use the phone if you want to actually start these cases, which is nice and straightforward. The lowest you only got was 13 seconds faster? Jeez. Wait, what the? Jeez, I misclicked. You wasted 26 seconds. You wasted 26 getting it as well. Oh no. Because yeah, honestly, from what I noticed, because 249, 250 is roughly what I'd get in the English doing it, and I got about the same thing in Japanese. And it's like, did I save much time? Yeah, I saved money. That's the thing, I'm relying right now on my friends and stuff. It was them who showed me how to convert my game into a ROM, because, oh my god, was recording it before a pain. And then I was just trying Japanese offline, and honestly didn't save much time, so I think I'll just stick with this. Your brother did it for you? Nice. So basically the first case is just a nice little introduction in a way. We're meeting Mackenzie's friends Penelope and Chloe. Penelope's a little bit ditzy and Chloe's like this super serious detective in a way. Yeah, basically Chloe's solution to a lot of problems is violence, which is not a good thing at all. Have I looked at Touch Detective 2 yet? I've played the game, I just haven't thought to speedrun it. Honestly, I prefer Touch Detective 1 anyway. The cases feel a lot more serious. At least for me, Touch Detective 2's cases felt... It's way shorter? Jeez. For it to have an extra case and be that much shorter, that's a concern. Yeah, so basically Penelope's dreams are being stolen, and we gotta track down whoever the robber is and catch them. And for anyone who hasn't played this game, feel free to try and take a guess based on the speedrun and who we're talking to. I should see 3? I want to so badly, but there's no English version. That's made me so sad because I wanted to play Touch Detective 3. I've seen like little snippets of it online where people have translated it, but I've only seen clips, never the actual whole story. Okay, so the nice trick with this is we get these 3 options, but if we just hit the 3rd option, we're able to quit straight away. We don't need to talk to Penelope any longer. And then now we can move around. Bye-bye, bye-bye, Penelope. We'll see you in about 2 minutes. And then Cromwell's going to make an invention for us to help our investigation into Penelope's dreams. Okay, Beatrice. Because by talking to Beatrice, we're going to actually unlock one of the other locations. Okay, recent changes. And then that's enough to unlock the shopping plaza as a location to travel to. After this we then have to hit nothing because that also gives us a little bit of extra dialogue. It gives us, well, it puts in Mackenzie's mind the idea of detective-client privilege, which he then tries to quote later when someone gets a little bit too nosy. Hey Penelope, all we're going to do is just take your pillow, so have fun. Because basically, in order to get Cromwell's invention going, we need 3 different items. And so we're sort of moving around trying to pick them up, as well as talking to specific people that we need to unlock different locations. Make a purchase. So we needed those mushroom cookies, and we also need this sweet dream cake that we're about to get from her. Next, we want to talk to Daisy in here. We need to talk to Daisy in order to trigger some Penelope things later. Yeah, it's so strange that we were just pillow napping Penelope. Okay. And the faster option here is Penelope, because dreams will flow into... Like, she'll say the exact same things eventually if we start with dreams. But if we say Penelope, it skips a bit of a bit of text beforehand, essentially, and jumps straight to that, and I hit that instead of leaving. Okay, so you've got 2 of the 3 items, and the 3rd item is just in Mackenzie's room. It's a little bit faster just to pick it up now rather than earlier. And on top of that, it's important that we present the cake first to Cromwell. Because every single item that he needs for his invention, he'll have a little bit of a spiel about it. And the spiel for sweets is the longest. By giving him the sweets straight away, he doesn't actually give the spiel for the sweets, he just tells us about his invention. No! Oh my god. There we go. I nearly accidentally closed OBS, which would have been a nightmare. Nice and easy. Invention's ready. Basically, the invention lets us have the same dream as Penelope, so we can actually investigate her dreams directly. Yep. And because we talked to Daisy before, now Daisy's come back, and we have another interaction with her before we can actually use the pillow. And turns out Penelope's being a pain of a neighbour. She thinks she's just talking to Daisy via Morse code, but all Daisy hears is her downstairs neighbour whacking on the roof, like a moron. She's being very suspicious, Daisy. And this time it's just quicker to say dreams than Penelope. Yep, and there's Penelope being a pain as usual. So Daisy doesn't know that Penelope's communicating in Morse code, and it just pisses her off, like it would for any normal person. But have you played a bit of Touch Detective 3 Lanterns? Because, oh my god, it looks so good, the little bits that I've seen. And if you do know the story, is the true... it's the fan translation. That doesn't matter anyway, Lanterns. No. Lanterns, it's fine. If I can find a playthrough of it, that'd be good to watch, honestly. Because I'm not going to get a chance to play it. It's good? Ah, dang. Out of curiosity, does the Cornstalker's identity get revealed? Because it's pretty damn obvious who the Cornstalker is, but still. It'd be cool if it actually got revealed in Touch Detective 3. So Chloe's plan to stop the Dream Thief is used a mousetrap because she swears it's like this mythical mouse that's doing it. In reality, there's no such magic mumbo jumbo. And not that you've seen, you've only got to play to the 3rd one. Fair enough. So now we're having the same dream as Penelope and seeing it. It's full translated, but you can't say it. So basically we saw Penelope's dream getting stolen right before her eyes. So in short, our mysterious pillow worked, and the mousetrap didn't. $15.38's alright actually, honestly. Okay. And I'm trying to remember what's quicker. I'm pretty sure that an expert is quicker. Oh, damn it. I hit tell me more by accident. Okay. So normally what we're meant to do now is we're meant to go talk to the fortune teller in town. Who tell us about dreamwalking and how to do it. But in actuality, if we know how to do it, we don't even have to talk to her. We can just get the ingredients we need and dreamwalk straight away. Dreamwalking being essentially entering the dream world to investigate. Oh, I was going to ask Lanterns, would it be possible to rename some of the categories? Because right now, the 100% category is sort of like just any percent in a way, when you think about it. Because like you start the game from a fresh file and you finish it as quickly as possible. And the current any percent is sort of like a new game plus in a way, because we're starting with a file where we've unlocked the touch list and everything else. And it means we don't have to deal with the touch list interactions sometimes. Because like Hundo would be such an interesting category for this, honestly, like collecting all of the bonus episode requirements and finishing the touch list. Be interesting to see. But I would have no idea how to route that. That seems so much harder to route. I need to go to the park first. Then the shopping plaza. It took you 2 hours and 40 minutes? Jeez. Oh, so not that long, honestly. Okay. You call it touch percents? Did you do all the bonus episode stuff as well? Oh, come on. There we go. And the reason I got that pump first is just because it forces you to exit. Yeah. So I had to go to all those locations along the way so that Mackenzie could sort of say, there's no one anywhere. I'm just going to wake up and leave the dream world. It's the only way to get 100% of the touch list. That's interesting. We're finally going to get to go to the park for real after this. We've been everywhere else but the park so far. Ah, fair enough, Lanterns. Like, that's the thing in the end. Any percent is a good... Any percent, like, a lot of people coming in and trying to run a new game won't go straight to 100%. They'll look at any percent first. Okay, and now I get the butterfly. And now we talk to Chloe. Yeah, exactly. Learning the bare bones of the game. Also, we're going to try this glitch. I hope it works. I hope it still works, the fortune teller glitch. It's a shame because we won't find out until case 3 if it works. Like, you might have seen it in my runs lanterns where I just teleport to the fortune teller's house. I haven't yet confirmed if it works now that I've converted it to my game to a ROM. I don't know if it'll work still. It definitely works in like the original DS. And basically Chloe's telling us that in order to get witnesses into the dream world, instead of staying up late, we'll just make a few other people go to sleep earlier. To do that, we'll use the butterfly and all the pollen that it's caught on its wings. You couldn't get it to work on yours. We'll try it out anyway. So basically right now we're using the pollen on the butterfly's wings to make everyone feel really tired. And we just got to get one person from each location. Please prove you wrong, the game needs glitches. I'm sure there are lots of glitches in this game, honestly. Like, there's already a soft lock. I was so shocked when I heard of that soft lock, and I tested it myself, and yikes, it exists. Damn it. It's absurd because usually this game's so good at locking certain things. The drag click. Oh no, I meant in case 2, if you don't do the whole banana thing with Penelope, but you scare Lindsay at the planetarium, it's like you unlock the planetarium, but you don't do all the stuff with Chloe, then the astronomer won't actually spawn in the planetarium, even after you scare Lindsay into there. It's such a... like, I was so shocked when I heard that, and I'm like, what? No way. Okay, this time I just go straight to the condominium. Penelope gets kidnapped, or her dream self gets kidnapped. And then we chase after the mysterious culprit. The missing man glitch, yeah. That's what you called it. Nice. And it turns out that, oh, Daisy's shop is open. And Daisy's hiding in the dressing room for some reason. What do we find? Penelope's clothes. Starting to think it might be Daisy, honestly. Oh, holy shoot. Thank you so much for the raid, Sid. How'd your stream go? For people who don't know, I'm Kathram. Cars PB, nice. That's incredible. Welcome, Kirksey, Spruce, Sid. How are you all going? For those of you who don't know, well, you all know me by this point, roughly. A 11113. Nice. Okay, yeah, so for people who don't know, this is Touch Detective. It's a little point-and-click adventure game, but it's got a nice little sort of interesting route to it. And honestly, I like running it, and I finally got a chance to run it again. Yeah, it's a nice, cute little game in the end. You're sort of playing as a detective who's trying to gain her credentials by solving 4 cases. With drag click, you can pick 2 dialogue options. Oh, yikes. Aw. Thank you, Kirksey. And you're feeling a bit tired? But also, I actually didn't know about that lanterns. That's terrifying. I've been haphazard with my pokes. Oh, Sid, don't ruin this for me. But yeah, now we're going to go catch the culprit. Because what we're essentially doing is... Oh, Corky, by the way. Damn it. I said he has a nice voice this time. But yeah, so basically we're trying to track down a dream thief. And in order to do so, we're essentially sleepwalking in a way. No, not K3M ASMR. So right now we've entered the dream world to catch the culprits. We're ready to take them down and to help our friend out. We think it's Daisy, her upstairs roommate, who's doing it. And we're going to go sneak into her room and take her key. Or sneak into her room and get some evidence. By tricking the landlord, we can sneak our little pet in and he'll get us Daisy's key. Time to submit your car's PB. And even more suspicious, she's got Penelope's clothes. Specifically, Dream Penelope's clothes. And Dream Penelope keeps getting stolen or kidnapped. You'll be like 12th? Shoot, that's incredible, Sid. World record soon. Here we go, the culprits. We're gonna catch Daisy. Nah, you can do it, Sid. And he decides to yeet himself off the building because it's a dream. It doesn't matter if you fall off a building in a dream. Instead of jumping down ourselves because we're a coward, we're going to pop the balloon of the landlord and send her after the culprits. Your goal is top 3? You could go all the way, honestly. Time to unveil the culprits. And it wasn't Daisy, it was the pastry chef the whole time. Yeah, normal stuff. Yeah, this game is very wacky and cute at the same time. It has its sort of wacky-ish elements, but also stays somewhat realistic. In that there's no real ass pulls in a way in terms of the story. Oh yeah, this game, Cars has a lot of optimizations. Honestly, I would not be surprised if it does have a lot of optimization. So now we're going to confront the culprits. And it turns out that what she's actually doing is she's stealing Penelope's dreams and turning them into cakes. So that's why she's been stealing them the whole time. But she was a lot more foolish in her actions in a way, because by stealing the whole dream and stealing it every day, Penelope quickly found out that stuff was happening to her. And it's a bit sad in a way because the pastry chef didn't realize how depressed Penelope was getting because of it. Yeah, she got way too greedy. But now she's apologizing and giving a really nice cake for Penelope. So we're going to go give the reward to Penelope, and Penelope is going to be... No! I choked. Damn it. Wrong place. And Penelope's going to be extremely mature in this, actually. Because the cake that Penelope's dreams was being made out of was absolutely loved by everyone, even her. And there you go. Penelope decides that instead of letting her steal dreams every night, she'll let her steal them every now and again, so that diddles. Yeah, this game does have some good bangers. There we go. Case 1 done. So Penelope now gives the pastry chef one of her dreams every week to make the cake extremely delicious. And because it's such a desired item, everyone wants it. But because of everything that Penelope and Mackenzie did, they both get it. They both get VIP tickets in a way. Oh yeah, the OST is good. Case has been solved. Well, 32 is a little bit slow. Usually I want 31. But now we get to what I think is the coolest case. An evil pastry chef. True, she was a little bit evil in the end, choosing to sacrifice Penelope's dreams for her own cooking. Though we get to some really evil people this time. This case is truly, like, dark as hell. And is my favourite case of the whole game. She belongs with Tim Curry and Clue. Oh jeez. But yeah, this case is called Disappearance because Penelope has been legitimately kidnapped in the real world. And it's actually really dark because the whole time you know who has her, it's so goddamn obvious the second you meet the culprits. And yet, it's just this constant grind to get through their stronghold and get to Penelope. But of course, Chloe being Chloe, she fucks up a bit beforehand and we have to clean up after her mess first. Cromwell making new inventions as usual. Oh yeah, and there's such a gravity to this case as well. It reminds you of your kids. Because at the same time, like, the last case, if we mucked up, oh no, Penelope's dreams keep getting stolen, like, it's not a good situation for Penelope, but nothing bad is going to happen in that regards. There's not going to be any serious consequences. There are serious consequences if we did not solve this case. Not just for Penelope, but for us as well. We were apparently going to be the next person kidnapped, which is terrifying. And this time everyone's just sort of going, oh, Penelope wandered off, she likes to do that. Ah, fuck off, Chloe. And Chloe's just essentially saying it's like a maniac or someone looking for ransom money, just terrifying the landlord. I mean, she's an absolute pest, Chloe, honestly. Oh, come on. Telling Chloe to leave these cases alone is valid, honestly. And this time we can't just pick one option to skip all this text, we have to pick both of them. Like in the last case, we could just pick one option. I'm off your Christmas card list. Oh no, what a shame. Alright, and I've tried a few combos with inspecting Penelope's room because there's a bit of evidence we have to collect in it. Because it turns out her room's been trashed. And the best order is to grab this, then grab the scrapbook, or the photo album, and then that ticket. It's mainly because that's the order we'll use them in, and we get a lot of items in this case, so we want to minimize scrolling through items as much as possible. So essentially I picked up the first item, which is one that we'll use once and be done within about 2 minutes. I put that at the front because we'll never have to use it again later, whereas that little coupon we'll need like in part 2 of this case, after we've collected a lot of items. Okay. There we go, that's all we needed that handkerchief for, to clean that coin. Okay. Because it turns out in the end Chloe was the one who broke into Penelope's room and trashed everything. So now we're confronting her about it, proving that she stole everything from Penelope's room. We found that the photo she was using to ask questions about Penelope was one from her photo album. And she's gone and taken all Penelope's bananas. And there are even stickers on it with Penelope. And here comes probably the most two-head moment of Chloe, and the thing I'm so happy they hardwired into this game. So the sticker's clearly on the banana peel, and Chloe, thinking she can get rid of the sticker on the peel, decides... Here we go. Here's Chloe's 200 IQ play to get rid of the sticker on the banana peel. She decides to eat the bananas. Now, all we need is the banana peel from this, but what we actually have to do is we have to do this next process. We have to point out to her that she was a two-head, and on top of that, she has to slip over. Even though all we needed from that exchange was the banana peel, we still have to make her fall over, and the game actually soft locks if you try and leave at that point, which is hilarious. Yeah, beautiful justice, honestly. And this guy who's normally at the pastry shop and sees Penelope was the one who saw her. He was the one who saw her essentially be kidnapped and taken to the planetarium. And by doing this interaction, we unlock the planetarium as a place. Yes, softlocks. Dover can't swim. That is surprising to me, because he's a shark. Okay. But yeah, the soft lock would be right here. If I entered before talking to Chloe, the astronomer who would appear in there normally won't be there. Oh no, there won't be a missing man, see? Little girl. I ask about the girl who ran in here. Also, the fastest option is stars here, but I'm so tempted to pick dolls because it's creepy. Yes, stars rock. Don't kick us out of this observatory, creepy guy. Creepy guy with a girl who called Penelope Lynette her doll. I'll drop it now because it's no real secrets. The astronomer and the little girl kidnap Penelope, and they turned her into a doll, wired up to a machine, controlled. It's just, ugh. Oh, sorry. To be fair, it is a very obvious. Yeah, it is so creepy. And I want to enter on this side. Okay. And that's the fortune teller. Yeah, it is terrifying. And, ugh. So we're essentially asking the fortune teller if she's seen Penelope because the fortune teller's here a lot. But she had to quickly rush off after the planetarium show, so we're going to go talk to her now. No! I don't want to go to the park. I'm a two-head. I clicked... There we go. What is next? Santa and the Easter Bunny aren't real? Well, I hate to say it, but... Also, we need this for part 2, so I'm picking it up now. I hate to say it, but they're not real. The true Santa and Easter Bunny were the friends that we made along the way. Also, this isn't terrible. It seems like it's going to be a 12-minute split. And yeah, essentially Pepe Hands. Part 2 works extremely quickly for a particular reason. And that particular reason is that once we get to the planetarium, we're just there for the rest of the parts. So it's just at that point infiltrating the planetarium and trying to get Penelope back. And you might notice on my splits, I've written Naked Bones, which is the name of the clothing shop that Daisy works at. Who's been reading your letters? Probably your parents. Yeah, we've got a little bit of messing around to do beforehand. Cromwell's going to insist that we have breakfast before we leave. And then we have to stop by the Naked Bones clothing shop. I've made this mistake too many times in runs and lost minutes. Cromwell, we don't need our breakfast. Leave us alone. Oh yeah, exactly. So basically I actually got to go to the Naked Bones shop first and have an interaction with the astronomer and the girl. Your room is so hot at the moment. Ah, damn it, I hit the wrong option. I was meant to do I don't want tea. That's about 3 to 4 seconds, I think. How long do I reckon this run will take? Honestly, probably about 158, 159, I'd say. No, I didn't want to zoom in on it. I think that's my current PB. Actually, my PB is a 156, but it was done offline before speedrun.com Touch Detective was a thing. But I reckon right now this is shaping like it might be a 158 or a 159. In terms of this case though, AC in a small room. Oh, geez, that's terrible. Also, I nearly made the mistake. Yeah, so we need to have this interaction with them first. Basically, they're buying clothes for Penelope. Oh, I nearly forgot the other important thing. No, there we go. Damn it, you want to run this again? It is such a chill game to run, honestly. Okay, so that was the use of the coupon. And basically, in order to be able to play with the girl and for her to take us to Penelope, we need the cute teddy bear with a ribbon on it, and we need the cookies. There we go. We've tricked her. She's going to take us to Penelope, and then we can break Penelope out. And nope. Every time something's going well, Chloe comes and ruins it. Heckin' Chloe. Now we've got to get in the hard way. It's a different type of speedrun from what you're used to. Yeah, that's the thing in the end. It's not as intense like Shah in a way. And because it's still relatively new, we've only just started to scratch the surface of the glitches. Like the glitch that I found for teleporting across the map, I've found that it's worked in 2 spots so far, but theoretically it should work in a number of other spots, if I'm right on why the game actually teleports me. Basically, you get yourself stuck in a spot where the game thinks that you're somehow trapped yourself, somehow trapped Mackenzie, and you can't get out. And so it teleports you to your location, or to where you want to go to. One spot you can get trapped is... You thought about doing a guide for it? Yeah, I think right now I've found that it works with the fountain in the shopping plaza. Oh yeah, Shah and cars are both just go as fast as you can. I mean, this is go as fast as you can as well, but I get what you mean completely. I was meant to talk to Chloe first. Okay, now I distracted this guy, and now I be mischievous, and cause the whole place to shut down. No, give him some tea, and he'll give me the tweezers I need to cause a power outage. But yeah, like the 2 spots I've found so far where you can get trapped are the fountain in the shopping plaza and the couch in the office. If I can find a consistent setup for the couch in the office... Oh yeah, definitely don't try this at home, kids. Mackenzie sees a faulty plug and she's sticking tweezers into it. But because the power's out, we can sneak into the... That's the problem you were having with it. Yeah, the couch one is inconsistent. I can't seem to find a nice little setup for it. And I have not been able to record it yet. Yep, so we've snuck into the planetarium. And we're taking a look in the secret room. Thanks for the good luck lanterns. And there's the creepy thing. Penelope has become the doll for the little girl. Mind controlled by one of the astronomer's machines. And what's even creepier is this part. He's gonna get a new doll for her. And the new doll is a detective. Yeah. So if the astronomer catches us, he's gonna hook us up into one of those machines. So what we've got to do is we've got to get our pet to cough all over the planetarium machine, break it, and startle him long enough to sneak Penelope out. Because if he catches us, we're fucked now. We're in a lot of trouble. Go, go, go. And it's a nice, interesting thing, because he constantly pushes the planetarium as this great place where you can look at stars without the sun getting in the way. I like that the way that the machine ends up breaking is that the sun actually comes in. It's a nice fitting way for his machine to break. And he's distracted. His whole life and every bit of work he's done in his life is ruined around him. So, in the resulting chaos, let's sneak Penelope out. Got to get her away from the machine, but we'll just ask her to play hide and seek with us. I'll seek. So now she's out of here, and we can now actually get Penelope out. Let's get rid of this machine. And now come on, Penelope. So now we've actually got a breakout. But we've been found. And the little brat starts attacking Penelope. The bad part is now the astronomer's alert and coming after us. And now, the banana peel. Thanks, Chloe. Wacky as hell, we use a banana peel to stop the kidnapper. And we did it. Case 2 done. Yeah, Pog. Oh, this is gonna be 12 minutes as well. 24-minute case 2 isn't too bad. Case 3, I think I was generally getting 32s, 33s. And then case 4, 30, 31s. So we're looking at just sub 2. This case though, Foggy. So that's your emote, Sid. That's actually a good emote. The Sock Man. Cases 3 and 4 drop off a little bit in my opinion, compared to the first 2 cases. I think it's because they sort of realised that, oh, we're just giving them a lot of items and it can be a little bit confusing on what to do with them. Yeah, the music. That's Penelope's theme. Sort of fits her in the end, considering she's just a bit of a ditzy girl from a rich family. Well, we're going to see if I can pull off the glitch in this case. Chloe. Also, I love the subtext in this one. You love Chloe and Mackenzie's themes. So like the subtext at the top is like Mackenzie's thoughts, and I absolutely love the subtext in that point. Instead of caring about Chloe and everything, Mackenzie's thinking about the poor phone and going, is the phone alright? Chloe's stepping on it. Yes. And then eventually she snaps out of it and it's just like, oh, what are they talking about again? But this whole case essentially revolves around freeing the snow fairy that's trapped in the skating ring. In the ice skating ring. Oh, the tea. Oh yeah, that was hilarious. Back in the previous case where she was like, he made this tea cold on purpose so that he could actually show off his invention. Oh yeah. This is the longest of the 4 cases, unfortunately. This is definitely my least favourite of the 4. Okay, there we go. Cromwell's going to make an invention for us. The longest one is the one I don't like the most. True, but in the end it's also just the themes of it. I'm also very bad at this case though. Like this case is why I need my routes. Because it's a lot of constant talk to this person, then randomly go over and talk to this one person. Plus then there's actually a bit of RNG. So unlike the rest of the game, the options are always very predictable. You know which option's going to be the fastest, and the options always appear in the same order. At the end of this case, the options are randomly organised. And it's just infuriating. Because it means you just have to stop and actually check all of them and be like, what's the fastest? Yeah, that song. Frick it. Okay, I was closing the ring, and then it was the fairy. Basically, he's closing the ring because he's so cold he's losing weight. He's a wimp. You found a good number of times, it's the top 2. Yeah. It's interesting, honestly. Sometimes I feel like there's a pattern and then it just throws a curveball at me. No, not the... I choked already. This is why I need to do more runs of Touch Detective. I choke this third case every single time. And Penelope's ditched because it's so cold in here. And so right now we're trying to convince him to see the fairy, but only little kids like Penelope who believe in fairies can see it. 2 and 4 were bad for you. For some reason I seem to be good at 2 and I'm getting better at 4. I always struggle with 3. Come with me. But by the time we get back there, Barnaby leaves. But fortunately he leaves this behind, which if we tap 6 times, lets us give it to Penelope and keep her warm. And then she stays around long enough for Barnaby to come. Come on, Penelope, introduce him. This is when we find out in-game that adults can't see the snow fairy. Heck, we can't even see the snow fairy because we're not gullible like Penelope. Alright, let's try the Cromwell skip. Nah, didn't work. So basically Cromwell just tells us that we're too mature for our age to see the fairy. Yeah, Monk S strats. Oh, those damn fleas in case 4. Oh, I should have said no. I should have said no. I chose literally the longest option there. Jeez, I'm choking. I mean, I suppose this was a D-Rust run anyway. We should still get sub 2 because sub 2 in this game is pretty free. If you just have a general idea on what you need to do, the smaller optimizations don't cost you a sub 2 hour run. And so it turns out that Chloe's just as immature as Penelope and can see the fairy as well. Okay, now I need to be very careful with what I do here. I always forget. I'm pretty sure it's I talk to Chloe. And then I go talk to Barnaby. Yeah. Oh. God damn it, I hate getting caught on that igloo. And if I ask him about his diet, then Chloe will spook him. But by spooking him, he decides to make it warmer. Oh yeah, I wish we could hear the fairy, honestly. Because Chloe and the fairy constantly fights. It'd be good to actually hear the dialogue from the fairy, honestly. Yeah, so right now they're going to come up with ideas on how to get the fairy out. They'll come up with 3 ideas. In the end, we end up trying all 3 of them. No matter which one we say can we choose, Chloe decides the order. And it's always in that order. It doesn't actually matter which one you choose here at all, but choosing the bottom one slightly faster. Because there's always some way that Chloe manipulates the votes. Oh, whoops, Chloe. So in that case, Penelope and I both voted for Snow. But Chloe then says, well, my vote counts for 5 votes, so we're doing Fatten Barnaby up instead. Pick this up. Now our pet's gonna go get us lots of food to fatten Barnaby up with. There we go, now he's got all his food. Instead of going and talking to our pet slow. So, we're just going to go give Barnaby the food. Now here comes our 2 head moments. We give him frozen food and expect that it will warm him up. So this time we need to go to the condominium where we know there's a microwave and heat up the food. Now that the food's all warmed up, we can go feed it to him and fatten him up. I forgot we have to go under the... It's so weird, the manipulate, like moving around this area, the ice skating ring. Because you've also got to be careful constantly not to pick up things that would set off the touch list. Because if you run into any of those things, then Mackenzie wastes about 20 seconds saying that this item has been added to the touch list. Damn it. Yeah, so he's feeling sick from the food because all of the food is well past its expiration date. Yeah, the curse of the touch, unfortunately. And like the reason there, instead of tapping to move, which is a little bit quicker, I dragged so that I wouldn't actually tap the ice and register a touch, one of the touch inputs. And so he's been essentially collecting all of these because the company that does the food packets, runs a competition. He doesn't realise that obviously the competition's over. Alright, so right now Fatten Barnaby's up. Fatten Barnaby up has failed. We're now going to move on to the next part. Try and find a cold place. No, I wouldn't be good at GDQ running this. I make way too many mistakes. I'm not optimal with this. Okay, so now what we've actually got to do is we've got to go talk to the pastry chef, the culprit from the first game, and she'll lend us use of her freezer. So neither am I. So by setting up a cold place, I make it fun to watch. Aww. But yes, this is the most infuriating part, and this is why I usually like to have my route open when running this part. Because her freezer's obviously full, so she decides to run a pastry party. Use up all of the ingredients in her freezer so it can transport the fairy, but at the same time run a pastry party that we have to invite everyone for. And we've got to tell specific people. Okay, first attempt at the glitch. Yeah, it worked. There it is. So I teleported into the fortune teller's house like that. Yeah, so it works on ROM. Or it might just be my copy that works for some reason. Yeah, so you got to tell certain people, and it's specific people. What do I want to call it? Honestly, teleport glitch sounds cool. Just because there is potential for it to occur elsewhere. So I don't want to be like, I don't want to call it like fountain glitch or something when it can occur at Cromwell's couch, for example. Okay, planetarium next, and then condominium. Alright, I don't think I've missed anyone. Because again, it's a very specific list of people that I need to talk to. And this random person in 202 also needs to be told. Yeah, there we go. And that, just seeing that tells us that we've done it correctly. If Mackenzie wonders how the party preparations are going, then we're set. And before we do this, we're going to grab the hot sauce. And perfect. We essentially get the all clear from her that the freezer is free. And this would normally be the end of the part, but I'm actually going to do one thing beforehand. I'm going to get a hot dog and swap the sauces. Swap the ketchup for hot sauce. Doing this now means that I don't actually have to do it in part 2 of the case, and it saves me having to walk back out here from the skating ring. So right now he's just asking us what type of bun we want. We'll just choose the correct options because it's slightly faster than choosing the incorrect ones and him correcting us. Making emotes is hard. It is really hard. K3M MS Paint is a perfect example of me trying hard to make an emote and failing. If I get my first ever Twitch payout... Oh, I forgot to grab the hot dog. If I get my first ever Twitch payout, I'm gonna commission a bunch of emotes. I think I'll commission 4 emotes and the subscriber badges. Oh yeah, the sizing. Not the sizing. Oh, because you're using images though. That's the thing, Sid. Yeah, I imagine that is hard. What's this ending up being? Ah, it's a 19 minutes. Oh no, it's a 18 minute, I'm 2 head. A 3 emote giveaway at the end of the month. Honestly, I think I'll be fine. I've sort of already started talking to a few emote artists. Ones who have done similar sort of work to the emotes that I'd be looking to get. Yeah, so right now it's... The reason that part ended was because it became way too hot. Yeah, so I've lost about a minute in that part. A 17-minute 30 is roughly what you want. And yeah, by getting the hot dog now, we were able to just do that straight away, rather than having to go out and get the hot dog now. And this is where our sneaky hot sauce swap comes into play. He gets the hot sauce put on on his hot dog without even realizing it. And now it's a lot. Now he's way too hot, so he's amped it up. He's amped up the air conditioner. So right now the fairy wants to see Chloe, so we're going to go get Chloe for the fairy. And Chloe is chilling here in the shopping plaza. All of these give the same options, but I'm Cursing You is slightly faster than Makeup. And then we go back to the park. Oh, actually I choked it. Because we need to talk to Penelope there. Chloe will then spawn in the park. What I was meant to do was, before going back to the park, I was meant to get Cromwell's invention. But picking it up now shouldn't lose us too much time, I think. The only time it would lose was us leaving the park. Because we had to come out of the park to get Chloe, who's hiding here. And so right now, Chloe and the fairy start trashing each other. It's... The fairy called Chloe stupid, ugly, and fat. No! Damn it, I didn't mean to talk to her. What's my PB? I think it's currently a 158. I don't actually know because I redesigned all these splits afterwards, since I ended up having to split way too often. Like, Lanterns would know, honestly, for sure. Oh! Gosh damn it, the follow alerts didn't pop up for me. Thank you for the follow, Corky, if you're still here. Oh, I know why it's not working, because for the DS recording it doesn't work. That was, yeah, I know, I noticed. Because I just got an email and it's like, wait a minute, I'm a fool. You're dozing off with the stream in the background, fair enough, honestly. It's a nice little game to relax to. 1 hour 56. Ooh. I don't know if I'm going to beat that. You need to change your alert because it's not very good. Okay, that triggers Chloe. So now we're on to the final part of it. So we've tried the first two solutions, both of them failed. Now we're going to try actually getting a fairy, or getting an angel to spread her wings. And so Chloe is now trying to sneak onto the rooftop and perform a ritual to summon a fairy, to summon an angel. But because Chloe was the one who trashed Penelope's room in the last case, she's been banned from this building. So she can't just easily walk in and get to the rooftop like we could. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the default ones with like Streamlabs or Stream Elements aren't actually that bad. I think the hardest thing for me was I just had to turn up the volume on them. And I did that by making the follow alerts be a separate sound to just my desktop audio. So by doing that, I could actually manipulate it, chuck a filter on to add a noise gain to it. but it's because I literally set up DS recording the other day. I don't have the follow alerts set up. I just want to find something better. Fair enough, honestly. Yeah, so all of that just then was essentially making Beatrice mess up her shirt, so she did her washing. And that means that she opens the rooftop. So that we can now come out and get the rooftop to ourselves. Okay, so now Beatrice is going to go to sleep so that Chloe can sneak past. So roughly my time will be 30 minutes plus whatever I am at the end of this split. I've got to go get Chloe, and Chloe's at the park. Yep. So Chloe's going to go set it up. But she needs Penelope for the ritual. And by talking to Penelope, it triggers Chloe coming and getting her. Now the condominium. So we're going to do the ritual. Chloe knows the ritual and she's about to do it for us. But Chloe's forgotten it. Because she's a two-head. Which means now we need to go ask the fortune teller what the spell was. And then eventually go find out what the spell was from other people, because the fortune teller knows Chloe forgot and is punishing her. I mean, there's another reason, but I don't want to spoil it. And I'll try the glitch again. There we go. Coal. Yeah, so the glitch definitely works, Lanterns. But you can't just walk straight at the fountain, you've got to sort of go up to the right part of it and then come across the front of it. Yeah, so now she basically tells us to F off and finds the spell. Yeah, you kind of get stuck first. And the people who know the spell are Lindsay and Cromwell, and those are the only two people we have to talk to. We talk to Lindsay, we talk to Cromwell, and then we've got enough of the spell in order to do the ritual. But by talking to Cromwell, we also find out that the spell is just a spell from a children's cartoon. And Chloe believes in it because Chloe's immature. But as we'll find out, it's because Chloe believes the spell is real that it actually ends up working. And we'll do it again. I don't think I did it right. Oh no, I did it right. But that was probably slower because I took a while to set it up. Oh yeah, Chloe is a massive like two-head. No, I'm not the master at this. I literally know that glitch and have seen the Cromwell glitch once or twice before. No, Lanterns, you're the world record holder. I bow to you, honestly. You know a lot more about the game than I do. Take it's a lie. No. No. But yeah, she's definitely a two-head. Literally, the fortune teller just said as well, Sid, that I'll just match the spell to her intelligence. Like, she's just basically said that Chloe's dumb enough to be like a preschooler, so we'll just match the spell to her intelligence level, which is a two-head intelligence. Okay, now here comes the RNG, because we've got to fill in the blanks for Chloe, and it randomizes it. We've got to fill in Miracle Angel and La-Di-La-Lu-La. And if we do it wrong, we lose it like 30 seconds, 40 seconds maybe. First one. Okay, it was top one for both. Okay, that wasn't too bad RNG, and I got it pretty quickly. There we go, that's case 3. Nah, we're not getting PB off of this, I don't think. I think we're looking at a 159 or a 159. But yeah, it turns out the spell in the end didn't summon an angel, it turned Penelope into one. So now Penelope makes it snow. I'll beat your record. How? If I won't even beat my one, which is like the 156, how am I going to beat yours? Let me take a look at that leaderboard again. Oh, never mind. Oh, that's my any percent world record. Oh, sorry, that's my New Game Plus record, I mean. My any percent I haven't done an any percent run, technically. Or 100% as it's currently known as. Yeah. No, I get you in the end, Lanterns. Yeah, this should sub 2 then, quite comfortably. Because I think it's on track for a 159. Since I generally get about 30-minute case 4s. Provided I don't make mistakes. One case to go. So because of the Snow Fairy ended up escaping. And we also find out that the Snow Fairy and Chloe have a thing for each other. And so now Chloe's training to be it. You made me a super mod. Oh no, why? I can't verify runs, I don't know what would be legit and not. Oh, whoops. Oh, that split's a little bit inaccurate. No! No! I still had my Persona 5 music to play whenever I skipped a split. Oh god. See, that's the issue. I would struggle to pick it up. Wait, what was close? Oh yeah, the music started playing. Rivers in the Desert. I usually save it for Shah runs and coin grinding. And usually it's fine because I never have to skip a split for Shah, except for the very end. Yeah, Final case, assault. And Penelope comes to us saying that she's seen a murder. And this was always the thing that like got me with this case. They really shouldn't have called it assault. They should have because calling it assault gives it away that it's not a murder. And like the game tries to make it out to you that it could have actually been a murder despite Penelope being a bit unreliable as a witness. 1.5k channel points. Oh no. I might have to say yeet soon. And this is where it gets so dark. Cromwell's like, if it's a murder, everyone would be in a panic. But don't worry, try it anyway. But then... So the purely terrifying thing about that... I doubt you'll be... Yeah, true. And I love it. What we do... Wait, no, I forgot. I actually have to talk to Penelope. I forgot, I actually have to. Tell me more. Oh yeah, shoot, I do remember Apollo Legend. He pointed out this... He was able to use his sort of knowledge to prove that that there was splicing in this particular speedrun. Damn it, I wasn't meant to do that one. I was just meant to leave. Oh, and I remember this. In the end, I timed this, and it may look slow as hell, but it is the fastest thing to do. Like, I make a slight detour to do this, but it's because doing this gets locked out very shortly after I would do the next task, and it only opens up at a really inconvenient time. So I need to show Dover the laughing bag. He gets the shits, breaks it, and then I get a battery from it. If I don't do it now, I have to get it so much later on, and it's much more inconvenient to get it then than it is now. You'll splice a run, someone will verify it and then expose it for being sliced to some big YouTuber. I'll be surprised if this game ever gets a lot of attention. It's a pretty niche game. Or niche game. Even if it gets some scandal with it. Okay, and now... No, not the planetarium. I choked. The circus. Now I can open this letter. I see it's a threatening letter. Dover then despawns from the pastry shop. Which is ridiculous. Okay. Oh, I was meant to do threat. No, I was meant to do murder case. Oh, I think I'm choking this up too. Can I talk to Circus Member A? And then we find out he's in a coma. We can all walk down the street as the cars explode. Okay. I forgot that I needed to do this as well. There we go. There's very few items to get in this case, but I tend to forget which ones. No! Oh, fruit. I've choked it. I've choked this big time. No! That's a big mistake. I should not have done that. That's time wasted. I forgot what I need to do is come to the shopping plaza. Yeah, I think that might have actually killed sub 2 because that's about a minute lost and we were already being a bit close. And I think from memory, I don't actually need to do anything else other than talk to her now. But I can't see my route, so I'm very much relying on getting this right. If I'm right, the Circus Master will be in a different expression now. No, I fucked up. Damn it, I took a risk. I was trying to see if I remembered it correctly, but I was wrong. Nah, Man, I'm throwing this. I'm throwing this worse than a lot of people throw runs. I should have done the teleport glitch. That's what I needed to do. I needed to see who else were ex-circus members. Told you not to drink in speedruns. That should be it for sure, though. Yeah. So now what's happened while we were gone is that someone else got attacked. And we do have to pick both of these options. Yeah, I need to review my case 3 and 4. I think I was doing too many reset runs early. Drunk speedruns sound like they could be fun. Oh, look who it is. Chloe. Will go terribly either one. I mean, Liquid's done a few drunk speedruns before and they were a good laugh. Remember the Vote Quimby run? A win-win situation there, jeez. Yeah, he was. Well, he wasn't drunk, but he was drinking during it. Oh, no. I need to talk to Chloe. Yeah, he was drinking vodka. I remember that after he finally finished 6-7, when you first got back on Twitch on 16, you used to watch people taking shots, jeez, before starting runs. But yeah, I remember when he finished 6-7, he like left for 4 to 5 minutes to go get more vodka, because he was like, I've gone through my whole bottle in that mission. And yeah, basically it turned out that this little sticky tape scene here was a fake. It was just Chloe trying to make the case more exciting than it was. And it turns out the true victims the whole time, he had a massive headache by the end. That doesn't surprise me. But yeah, it turns out the true culprits were the fleas all along. So the fleas were the ones getting hurt, and it's possibly a flea that was committing the violence. And Johnny's this flea, who's hurt there at the moment. And circus member A is over there behind the door on the left-hand side. So the whole time, the assault case has just been fleas. Okay, so basically it's trying to prompt me to use the gramophone on it, but because I already did it... Oh no, it didn't work. Whoops. Okay, so by doing that, I can now hear the fleas. And it turns out that this was what Penelope saw. The light was on when Johnny got hurt, and Johnny was in the lights. And so what I need to go do now is I need to go talk to Penelope and tell her it was just a shadow, you're fine. The murderer isn't coming to get you. So we go tell her it was a flea, we tell her that we had proof of it. But then she's still like, ah, shoot. Made the mistake, I was meant to talk to her one more time. So, because we haven't caught the culprit, that means that we can now investigate further of the circus. So we go back there, and we'll be able to do a little bit more and catch the culprit this time. There we go. And it turns out it was actually Punk, this other flea who supposedly did it. He was the culprit all along. Now the circus master is listening in as well, and he hears that Punk is essentially confessing. I wonder why they call him Punk. Maybe it's because of his outfit and the mohawk he's got. The circus master, being pissed, locks Johnny away. So in the training room, it's basically where the circus master traumatizes the fleas so they don't try and escape. That's flea discrimination? No, but that's why he's called Punk. He's got the nice little costume. So he puts the fleas in there, he shakes, or he doesn't shake the box, but the fleas try and jump and they can't jump. So it teaches them not to jump. And the case is solved. It was Punk. There we go. Case 4. So quick. Oh, look at that. We're gonna get sub 2 easily. And so now we just tell Penelope the culprit's caught. Easy. Oh, I don't know what I was so worried about. We've got sub 2 so easily. Now we'll go home and Cromwell will send off a letter to the Great Detective Society. Ah, easy. Ah, look, we did it. He's gonna let the Detective Society know so that we can be considered a true detective, and The credits roll. I didn't strike again. Yeah, PogChamp, we did it. Let's remain silent until the credits are finished. And we got debated. There's one more part. I'm actually happy I caught you all out with that. This... Oh, come on. I'm not under... Wait, what? Yeah, that's the best part of this. There's the second part of the case. And the second part of the case is about 15 minutes, so sub 2 probably isn't going to happen. And this game is a scammer. It is. It's definitely a scam. Okay. You saw another split. You want a refund? Okay, I'll refund you your $0. Yeah, so basically it turns out it wasn't Punk. And Punk has been actually hurt. Refund your follow. I'm sorry, Corky. But yeah, so it turns out it wasn't Punk, it's someone else. So we're hiding all the fleas in the flea house so that they'll be safe. There is no lanterns. Lanterns, that's a bit monk-ass. Okay, so now we've got to inspect the room. We've got to look at the lock. There we go. So we have to hit those 3 points on the box to get that prompt that it's a sealed room. And then we can go talk to Chloe and convince her to help us. Oh, I'm forgiven. Thank you, Corky. So only after we have this beautiful mystery of a sealed room will Chloe actually help us. There we go, now Chloe's going to help us. So back to the circus. And if we talk to the circus master, he just tells us that Penelope and Chloe both snuck in. Now this is the most tricky part of it all. Yeah, there we go. Then we prompt Chloe if there was an earthquake in the area, because Punk feels like he was shaking when things happened. Penelope, being her ditzy self, suggests, oh, we should have a party during an earthquake. Oh yeah, we can have the earthquake-based party next weekend. As if she knows when earthquakes are going to happen. And so the little boy flea's trying to work hard to save the circus now that its stars have been hurt. But it turns out the other fleas inside the house just baited him out so that the boy would get hit and not them. Kenzie, being mean, flicks the house, and they think it's an earthquake. So it turns out that what the culprit's actually doing is he locks the fleas in the training room and he shakes it until the fleas get hurt. And in order to keep the fleas safe, we'll tape down the flea house so that it can't be picked up and shooken. So everything's safe. Let's go tell the circus master. Oh. There goes all the fleas. Now they have been killed. And it turns out the culprit was hiding right out here. He dangled the anvil down and cut the rope. Oh, what's it? Damn it, nearly closed OBS again. I gotta reposition this next time I play this. What? Penelope gets scared that the anvil could have landed on her and runs away. And now we get a little bit more info. Okay, there we go. It was Punk that I click on. And so now they're talking about a frog, a princess, and a prince all being the culprits of their individual attacks. Punk's a little bit naughty there. He wants some kinky stuff. He wants the princess to step on him. And this is how we get rid of Chloe, essentially. We get her thinking that it's a fairy tale mystery, and she goes off chasing the wrong person. Oh yeah, this is an E for everyone game. We're nearly there though. Because once we get rid of Chloe, we're very much in the end game at this point. Basically, after Chloe leaves, we'll essentially be told, go get the culprits. Of course, I know who the culprit is, so I know which place to go to get them. And who did it? Ah, I should have said who did it. Goodbye, Chloe. So one more little bit of flea provocation. So now they're all cheering on the boy to save the circus. But turns out the circus master has come in. And he brought new fleas. So essentially the circus master has decided that he'll just keep getting new fleas rather than trying to find the culprits. And he'll just replace it, he'll just add a new flea. So we have to go bring him the culprits. Again, this one isn't that clear, and Mackenzie doesn't actually know herself at this point. She ends up taking a flat-out guess after trying to go after all the suspects. But the suspect is actually Dover. So we've actually got to go talk to the pastry chef, and she'll tell us that Dover's left, in which case we can't bring him to the circus master, but then we get the option to just head back to the circus and tell him that it was Dover. No, we don't know who did it. Because if we say yes to that, he just tells us go and get them. But if we say no, then we can just say who did it. And that's it. It was Dover. So this is Dover's backstory in a way. Turns out that Dover was a tattoo performer. He has tattoos of prince, princess, and a frog on his back, and he does that sort of performance as part of the circus. But so a flea bit him on one of the tattoos, ruining the performance, and he essentially became a laughingstock and forced to retire. Circus Master, not caring about anything though, just falls asleep. And we have to keep waking up the Circus Master, or Dover's going to keep attacking. And it turns out that Dover has been constantly training to come back. But then the Circus Master just told him, F off. You're not a flea. But Dover insists that he's the only performer that the circus needs. But, of course, the Circus Master fell asleep again. And this time he's not getting up. I do have to say, using a baseball bat to try and kill fleas isn't the smartest move. But then again, Dover ain't very smart. Yeah, it's close, but it's not going to be sub 2. Considering all the mistakes I made, I did lose about 4 to 5 minutes on it. And it's the little boy flea that's evading Dover right now. He's jumping again despite all the training the Circus Master gave him. And what was under the Circus Master's hat the whole time was this most dangerous animal that only the Circus Master could tame. Dover wants to put the hat back on so that Carbonald doesn't wake up. But Mackenzie, with her little touch lists, wants to see what Carbonald feels like. Touch. And Carbonald woke up. Yeah, with the power of love. Yeah, we're just gonna fall short. I think it'll be a 201. Oh, it might be a 2 flat. And for all the good things the boy flea did, the Circus Master kills him. And that's it. Final split comes after this, once the credits start. Murder is funny, jeez. And the circus has been cancelled for a while, but Doverman was able to go back to the circus still. And here's the nice little catch at the end of it. So here's my investigation report. Please send it off to the Detective Society. But he didn't send off her investigation journal. He sent off her touch lists. There we go, 20102. Damn. Oh yeah, the look on her face when it turns out that Cromwell sent off the... Oh god. Cromwell sent off her touch list where she was rating all the things that she was touching. Thanks to the GGs. We did it, and that's a world record apparently as well for any percent, or the soon-to-be any percent category. The credits theme is always a nice little banger. You still got NG plus over me, Lanterns. Honestly, sub 2 hours is very doable. I think I'm definitely going to run this again next week after Shah. Like now I have a proper means to play it without having a shitty webcam. $14.44 part 2, that's actually pretty good. I didn't make many mistakes.